Usually I get angry, like when the bleep's hitting the fan or it's not going well, and I try and convey that the best I can on the broadcast, whether it's good or whether it's bad.
Yeah.
And you think a lot on a 7.5-hour flight on the way back. We had it pretty damn good. Around here. It feels like it's going to be bad for a long time.
This is the third stage of grief.
This is what we're in. This is the acceptance.
Zoe started the year, per usual, in denial of how bad the team was. Right.
I agree.
Out training camp, summertime,
my fault.
Into September, complete denial of how bad they were.
My fault.
He then went to the anger stage of grief, right? Which is angry and mad. And as you just said, what you just described, during the games, you typically have been getting mad and upset. And now you're at the bargaining stage. Do you know what that means?
I'm embarrassed for this team.
Well, it means you're in the stage of, making deals and saying things like, it was good here for a long time.
We'll be better next year.
That's what you're doing.
I didn't say that. I didn't say we'd be better. Don't put words in my mouth.
It won't be good for a long time.
You're still in the anger stage.
You're angry at something, but you're in the bargaining stage. You've hit stage 3 of the grief, is what it is.
Nice haircut.
You've hit stage 3. That's where you are. I just want to point that out today. That Zoe is in stage 3 of the Patriots' grief. What are you doing?
What are you talking about? He's telling me to look at something. Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not stage 3.
All right.
I'm embarrassed for them.
Stage 3. It's 3.
I'm embarrassed for them.
All right.
That was an embarrassing loss yesterday. It came out of the gate, up 10. Should have been up 14. Should have made some more plays. You had a chance to be up 14 zip. And then I started looking at that other team. They were a dead-ass team.
That's a good team.
Dead-ass team. I'm like, they're sidelined.
Literally the Jags.
If the defense was off the field, guess what they were all doing? They're all sitting down next to each other. Then the offense comes off the field. They all sit down after that. And then here's what Mac Jones does. Same pacing. Holding the ball, button up the helmet, juggling. And then the kick return goes, and he's jumping up and down like a little girl. Because I would be too. Because I'd be laughing at them. And they were. Then they ended up laughing at you. You collapsed. I'm horrified. Now, I stand by this. I've seen a lot of games. I read body language. Okay? I read body language.
Okay.
Halftime. Okay, they came back, and that was a disaster of a second quarter. You got punched in the mouth. 12-minute break. You're going to go and make adjustments. You're going to come back out with a sense of purpose because you just got embarrassed in the second quarter. Every single one of them came out at halftime and walked across the field holding their helmets. None of them had their helmets on. I look at Bob. You can ask Bob this too. We weren't on air yet, and I'm like, look at this. Look at this. My dad would have ripped my head off when I got home. Now I'm old school. And I played for Parcells. I played for Jimmy Johnson, even Pete Carroll. When you come out at halftime, you bust your ass. You get out there and get ready, get loose. There was nobody that was excited to come back out for the second half. They all walked. And then they're lining up for kickoffs. This guy's still walking. There's still a couple stragglers coming out. Edelman used to sprint out. Brady used to run out. I'm not telling you to be Edelman or Brady. I'm telling you to have some pride. Like, people look. People watch you. Teams watch you. If I'm Jacksonville and I'm looking at this, I'm like, we got their ass. We got their ass. They're dead. That was embarrassing. The whole ending was embarrassing. And Drake May is your best player. Drake May is your best player, and you should have been playing him earlier. That's what you're coming to find out, too. The kid was ready. Imagine if you kept not playing him. What would you be talking about right now? Other than Drake May. He played yesterday. He played well. He played really well. He looked good in the pocket live, in live action. I thought he moved well. There was no knee issues. He fell 3 times in warm-ups.
All right, let's get to what Gerard Mayo said about his team after the game yesterday. This is the headline coming out of it. They are a soft football team.
Disappointing game. We came out, we started fast. What I would say is, look, we're a soft football team across the board. We talk about what makes a tough football team. That's being able to run the ball, that's being able to stop the run, and that's being able to cover kicks, and we did none of those today. They controlled the ball for most of the day. Their run game averaged over 4.5 yards a carry. Our run game, not sure what the average was, but it wasn't good. Back to the drawing board. I mean, we can't sit here and pout. We just got to put a game together.
1-6, and they're a soft team, and they've got to go back to the drawing board. Yikes.
Soft. Fact. Now,
is he wrong?
No, factual. All factual.
Is it a desperation move for him to come out and lead with that after the game?
That's dicey. That's dicey because when you get called out for your toughness, now you're now it's like personal. because you're a soft guy, you're a football player, you're soft. Now, they don't hit, they don't practice hard, right? The league limits you from doing that. But
we're not taking them to the hill anymore? That's over?
I mentioned this in fifth quarter. Pittsburgh and Baltimore are tough teams every year. Why? Because toughness is a mentality. Toughness is a culture. You can sit there and look at Pittsburgh. They reset. They got rid of Big Ben. They drafted a guy number 1. They went and picked up 2 veterans who have seen their best days. And they're out there winning football games because they're tough. Because they run the ball and they play tough defense and they'll punch you in the mouth. Same thing with Baltimore. And I know Baltimore's got the quarterback, but you get my point. Baltimore's good with Flacco. Okay? Baltimore's the same every year. They'll punch you. They don't fear you. He's right, though. They are not tough. You know what the runs are? And he didn't know what the runs were? 33 rush attempts the last 2 games for 64 yards. You do the math. That's under 2 per rush. He ain't winning any games doing that. That ain't tough. Blame the linemen all you want. Maybe blame coaching. Maybe blame the backs, not running hard. I think Ramondre Stevens is hurt. He's trying to play through the game. The problem is, you say you're tough one week and you're not tough the other. I mean, it's the...
Well, and now today he's saying, by the way, I didn't mean that we're not tough. We just didn't play tough. So, no. We didn't play tough. We are a tough team. We just didn't play tough.
You can't do that. You can't adjust it week to
week.
You
can't fool people.
Yeah.
You can't fool your roster. What he said was clear-cut and definitive after that game. And you know what? He's right.
I love his honesty.
Wrong.
I love his honesty.
He's not wrong to say that he's got a soft football team. They are a soft football team.
He's a former
They're also an
linebacker.
Untalented team. This roster blows. Let's just start with that.
It's more of it.
They have a bad football team. They don't have a lot of talent. But they don't have much on this roster. After an offseason of making sure they bring everybody back from a 4-win team, you're going to be surprised that after a few injuries, they're not that good? They weren't good a year ago. They're not good now.
Yeah. I mean, he's a former middle linebacker that went to Pro Bowls, that was your team captain. He knows toughness. He is right on that. The problem is, where's the accountability? Where's the leadership on the team?
There isn't any.
Who's yelling at them at the halftime? Hey, let's go. Get your ass out there. Who's going to the woodshed today in the wide receiver room today going, cut the stuff now. Cut it. None of y'all should be on social media.
Here's Mayo today, following up.
Let me just start off real quick. So, obviously we're disappointed. 6 losses in a row, never a good thing. Last night, after the game, I felt like we just went out there and played soft. We're playing soft at the moment. And when I say playing soft, that means, stopping the run, being able to run the ball, and being able to cover kids.
All right, we get it, Gerard. Soft at the moment. I meant to say soft at the moment. I didn't mean to say that we're all soft. I just meant to say soft at the moment. Too late, pal. Toothpaste is out of the tube.
The room.
He knows it. He knows he made a mistake yesterday. He shouldn't have done it. It looked desperate. It felt desperate. And these are desperate times for this team. But he's going to pay a price for this. So let's talk about that.
Yeah,
what's the price that Gerard Mayo will pay for calling his team soft yesterday? And where does this go from here at 1-6? That's where we start on the Patriots after a trip to London. It's a big statement. That's a statement that catches attention. So what was the mood in the room when he said that?
Gasped. People gasped like, oh. Like that's because when you come out and you make that first statement, that is exactly the way you're feeling. That is heat of the moment. This is my number one thought coming out of this game. That means we got pushed around. We're soft on offense, defense, but he was right. I'm not saying he's wrong. But he's got to deal with 53 guys and understand there's going to be something coming back from that because these are football players. He's a former football player. He knows that. And I think maybe he would like to phrase that differently. I love his honesty because that's the truth. You watch that game and you watch it in real time. They got their ass kicked. They were soft yesterday. They were tough first week. That doesn't mean they're a soft team the entire year. And I know he's trying to pull it back today, but this is part of the problem. You say one thing, then you pull it back. Then you pull it back. This is why Bill never said anything.
Do you know who else I think is soft in this situation? I know you talk about Gerard Mayo, the player, and a guy who's got, earned the stripes, so to speak, as a football player.
Yeah.
Gerard Mayo's a soft head coach. He doesn't run a tight ship. He doesn't run a strong program. There's nothing strong about his program. His program is soft. And I don't mean in terms of soft, in terms of the workload or how much they push players. I mean it's not structured.
Right.
I'm telling you that it's not buttoned up. I'm telling you that it's not mistake-free, that it is not well-prepared on game day, that it is not free of dumb-ass penalties before the snap happens. Drops, laziness. He does not run a tight ship. And his public commentary at the podium from day one, taking over as head coach, has been scattered all over the map. There is no consistent messaging. I've been on this with him for weeks. He's all over the place. He's soft. It applies to him, too. It's not just his team. His team isn't that talented. I'm not sure he's that talented as a head coach. He's learning on the job, a job that he was gifted. That's the truth about Gerard Mayo right now.
Nobody's perfect.
This is why I think he's going to pay a price.
Yeah.
Because his players heard that yesterday and they said, we're soft? What's so great about you? What's so great about your program? What's so great about what we're going out and doing every week from a game plan perspective? What the hell's so good about a Gerard Mayo coach team that you get to tell me I suck? You suck too.
Yeah, you said you're going to bench people and then you don't? Or you bench Ramondre and he's in it, 10 minutes into the game? Take the Welker, sit it out first quarter. We really need you, so you're still going to play. Like, there's got to be more structure to it. I agree with you there. And I think he being a former player, I think he understands the environment that he desired as a player, and he's trying to let that fester as the head coach to sort of let the players have some more accountability. But they're not enough of a veteran team to do that. And like you said, he's learning on the fly. This is new to him.
I heard him say it yesterday, and all I could think was, you're not wrong.
He's not wrong.
But, man, what a jackass move that is for you. You just got your brains beat in and bullied. You got bullied by the Jacksonville Jaguars after one quarter of football yesterday.
Team. That team sucks.
That team sucks. You have now established yourself. The New England Patriots, clear cut, have established themselves as the worst team in the National Football League. And the coach, who's done nothing to inspire confidence in anyone, is out here calling him soft. All I could think was, yeah, that's going to be a problem for you.
Well, what's your message reading?
And that is going to be a problem for him in that locker room. And all of that teetering on the mutiny thing, welcome to the mutiny, because I think it's here, and you're already starting to see some things. Kendrick Bourne saying after the game, we all make personal decisions rather than staying up and drinking and eating whatever. What's going on now behind the scenes?
I don't know.
Do we have Red Sox chicken and beer playing out with the Patriots now, too? What were they doing over in London for the weekend?
Who's the defensive player saying, check your egos? Was that Gotcha said that too.
I feel like a lot of guys think too highly of themselves and they have to check their egos.
We sat there. Who's got an ego?
You've got Jalen Polk, who was supposed to maybe get benched, never was said definitively would get benched, ends up playing 34 snaps in the game, almost 60% of the offensive plays. He's out there. He is a train wreck, falls down at the goal line, has a drop, and then he's on social media posting a peace sign after the game. I don't know how I'm supposed to interpret that. I saw that getting a lot of buzz.
It was two fingers, one for every drop.
Oh, is that what it was? I had two drops. So. Or was it peace out? I don't know what it was, but he sucks, right? Terrible attitude, awful on the field for the last several weeks, and telling the world I've got the best hands in the NFL, like a complete jag-off. That's what you've got going on with this team now. So they're out drinking, they're out eating, they're dropping the ball, they look undisciplined, they're still taking pre-snap penalties. They're a complete clown show of a team. And now the head coach wants to pile on and call them soft when he's done nothing that would inspire confidence in his players, his fans, or the guy who gifted him the job. I don't know what else to say other than you all look stupid. What a bad situation for everybody involved. Everybody looks bad. The GM, the coach, the owner, the players. Nobody Drake May. He looks good.
Yes.
One positive. Drake May. That's it. The only thing they've done right recently is take Drake May with the third pick.
That's just, he was there.
And it's the easiest thing ever to do.
Yes.
It takes no real thought.
You're taking third quarterback.
You're taking the third.
We got the third pick, and there's a good quarterback there. We'll take a quarterback since we need one.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes no brain power.
Yeah, I'll even give you that.
That was a 5-minute rant for dysfunction, by the way, and you also left off KJ Osborne with the screenshot about overcoming adversity and, battling back.
You can't cover it all, Tim.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
I can't cover it all.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I can't cover all the things that they've got going on.
What player posts that from either a family member or maybe somebody that represents you? Hey, way to hang in there, Nat. Oh, Way to have your head in the game because you didn't find out until 11 o'clock on Saturday night that you were going to be active. So you were just going to check out anyway. But, man, good thing you kept your head in it and pretty much did some things that week and maybe practiced a little bit and got ready. You caught one ball. You ran a dog-ass route on a crosser that almost got picked off because you ran a lazy route. And now they're all posting on freaking social media. He's got to stop it.
It's a lazy, stupid team from top to bottom. It was a lazy head coach hire. It was a lazy GM hire. It's a lazy team on the field on Sunday. And it shows. You get what you work for.
I can't refute you on that.
You get exactly what you work for. This is what the Patriots have built from their owner on down. They deserve this. They deserve everything that is going wrong because they earned it. They earned it. This was no mistake. This was a long list of mistakes that put them in this spot.
Oh, I wouldn't listen to Michael Lombardi today. Just based on where that thing's trended. How it has been for the last couple of weeks.
My question after yesterday, now at 1-6, about Gerard Mayo, is not, does he get fired at the end of the year? And I know people will start to talk about that. That is inevitable when you have a team.
That answer's no.
Because this team now, 1-6, potentially may not win another game. That is
that's very much
on the table here.
That may be their last winnable game.
This is a possibility. I'm not saying
we learned that they don't have any winnable games.
Yes.
Well, I'm off that train now.
So let's factor that in. They may not win another game. They may go winless the rest of the year. And when that happens and you win one game, inevitably a conversation comes up about, do you fire your head coach? Because how the hell do you just bring that back? I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't. I believe Gerard Mayo will keep his job. However, my bigger question about him is, how does he salvage his coaching career from this point? Because it's not necessarily about does he make it back next year. How does he make it to year 3? How does he make it to his second head coaching gig?
It's a good question.
How does he do any of those things? Following what this has been through 7 games.
I only go through it for guys like I know that have been here. Like Josh McDaniels branched off, but you look at the track he was on prior to becoming Denver's head coach. He started at year 6-0, if you remember. Ends up getting fired. From the Raiders. And that's a guy that has been through the league, that understands the league, that has made connections, that could actually probably talk to an owner and say, hey, Josh, give me an offensive staff and a defensive staff. Do you have anybody in mind? And this is why I ask, Gerard knew the defensive staff last year. That's kind of easy, bringing back Covington, Pellegrino, Belichick. You're familiar working with all these guys. How many offensive guys did he know?
None.
You
didn't know any.
But my point
That's
is,
how you end up with Alex Van Pelt.
Matt Patricia went to Detroit.
Wait, by the way, Alex Van Pelt just ran the ball again. Just happened again.
Yeah, but my point is, Matt Patricia went to Detroit and failed, but he still had connections in the league to where he could assemble defensive staff. When Josh went to Indy, he was already taking guys there. Ventrone went there and stayed there. You already have when you're ready to bounce and go get a gig, you already got you have it in your mind. You think Mike Vrabel doesn't have his mind?
We've covered this. He's been covered at length.
I'm saying this because I think that's a bigger problem. Why we're in a problem we're in right now?
Because they have Alex Van Pelt.
Just the way I think the offensive staff.
It's not just the offense anymore. That's the problem too.
I don't know what the receivers coach does. I know Scott Peters is the line coach. I don't know if he's a really good one.
I think what
I don't know what Ben McAdoo does.
Could Robert Kraft hire Josh McDaniels to come in and be the OC and be Gerard Mayo's babysitter? And does he need a babysitter? Does he need someone who's got a better hold on things? As a former head coach, and I know Josh McDaniels flamed out spectacularly as a head coach twice.
Of course he's
still done it.
But that's my point is he knows football. There's guys that know football and know offense. I know Josh knows offense.
I don't think an offensive coordinator saves anything right now. But I got to be honest with you.
I know that.
I can't stand Alex Van Pelt. He should be out and gone at the end of the year. But I don't know who's going to save this offense. They are talentless. They've got a quarterback and nothing else. They've got nothing.
I've talked to 2 people that have already started to look at the coaches tape. And they said, my God, the tackles. Again, we're back to
Of course, but that's too simple.
We also knew this roster was going to suck. My thing is what's the identity and the culture and the program that's being built right now? Right. It feels like it's going the opposite direction.
Say you whack a guy like KJ Osborne. What's that going to do?
Nothing.
What did he mean to your program?
Nothing. He sucks.
So what? And like the stuff from last week, there's going to be changes. There's really nobody you can sit. The only guy we talked about last week on offense you could potentially sit or may have to is Polk. And you said how many plays he played? 34? That's not sitting him. So who are you sitting? There's no messages to be sent by not playing anybody. Because really, like, okay, Keon White wasn't out there at times. But then they had to hurry up and get him back in there because they were getting their ass kicked up front. Like, it's this tug and pull of, I want to do this, but I can't because I need this guy. Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.